Let's get everything in order. Good evening, all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How's it going, people? Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining. I'm just testing my setup to make sure everything is moving smoothly because we're about to go into some new uncharted territory with my efforts to grow this platform, grow my school, the whole 9 yards, grow as an artist. Hey, brother Wasabi Cheetah, God bless you. Shalom, my friend. How are you this evening? I am blessed and highly favored. Today has been a test of a day. I'll share it tomorrow morning on the Honor Studios stream. It's more fitting to share that there. But today was a day full of emotion. Who was it? Jimmy V said it. If you laugh, cry, I'm paraphrasing, laugh, cry all in the same day, then you've had a full day. It's been one of those. So I'm gonna share that tomorrow morning. But how are you this evening? How's everything going with you? I want to make sure everything's working properly. So what I've got is this switcher set up so that while I'm drawing, you guys get different angles and some visual interest and perspective on what I'm laying down. I need to get some original art stacked up for some upcoming conventions for Ka-Pow and some promotions and all that good stuff. This is what I did yesterday while I was on for 2.5 hours doing a style exploration on simplification, as well as studying the late great Mark Waringo's style. And so I might continue in that vein today. And just do maybe a head shot or something to kind of get loose. I will take suggestions. Does anybody have any suggestions on a character, preferably female, that fits the color scheme of yellow? I have somebody in mind already. Let's see what you go. Mainstream character, fits the color scheme of yellow. Let me move this tonal paper. I like drawing on tonal and colored paper when I'm sketching and doodling. Oh, we had a switch. There we go. Woohoo! We had a camera switch, so it worked. I'll make sure that this camera is set up well so that I'm not constantly blocking it. So I can see my arm can get in the way right there. So let me kind of lean back a little bit. So it was a nice day so far. Woke up, went to church, streamed, listened to a sermon. All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good day. So let's go ahead and start. We're just going to do a nice light head sketch. Fits the theme of yellow. I'm going to geek out a little bit here. Geek out just a little bit here. And see if I can get some. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm intentionally doing it in light blue. I can see it. It's probably not showing up well on camera, admittedly, but I won't be in this phase long. Trust. I won't be in this phase long at this stage. You thought of X-Men Evolution? I'm thinking about going with Laura Kinney, aka X-23, the daughter of Wolverine, his clone daughter. Something simple but elegant. In the yellow uniform. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I think she'll fit the bill tonight. So just gonna lay this out really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and start with some pencil. Normally I would skip this phase and go right into inks, but so that you guys can see how I'm working. Okay, we had a little camera freeze. Let's see if it speeds back up. I think this program's a little okay. There we go. We got a transition to an overhead. Woo! All right, we got some things going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead with the and usually when I do things like this, if I decide to bless somebody, or I might sell it, depends on how good it is. You know, I try to sell things at various price points when I'm doing my things, because I know that you know, people want original art. People want original art, but you know, you gotta sometimes make it fit the budget, you know, so that people can. I like to have my art available to people should they want it, you know. And so, granted, you know, the money helps and all that, but occasionally you gotta make things a little bit more affordable, because it's not always about the money. It really is about, you know, art is meant to be shared. So we're gonna keep this kind of minimalist. And I like this design because you kind of get right into it. And you know, when in doubt, do a headshot. I tell people, when in doubt, do a headshot. And this is really to kind of test my camera setup. And since somebody decided to come in and hang out with me, you know, hey, we'll optimize our time here. I actually have a statue of her hanging up in my here in the lab. Here in the lab that my son got for me. And I always like the minimalist stuff, you know what I mean? I kind of like being able to kind of get in and get out, but have something that's visually, at least visually appealing, you know, to some degree. And oftentimes less is more. You know, less can be more if you use it correctly. So we kind of want her claws. I always thought her claws were shaped a little differently than Wolverine's. They were a little bit more knife-like. I will go with this. This works. This works. This adds a little bit of brow interest here. I like to make things a little visually interesting as much as possible. Since we have the other, I guess we call this a head fin on the other side. I guess we call it a head fin. I cannot wait for my big markers to get here. I want to put a wet medium on here to add some texture to the back, but we may just end up just going with basic Copics and just doing some grayscale. Yeah, we might just end up going with that. I don't have my headphones on, so I don't know if you guys can hear the audio. Let me turn it up a little bit. There we go. I don't have my headphones on. I'm still moving in the background, but it seems like this camera is glitching a little bit. It's freezing a little bit. I'm trying to play catch up. All this stuff I get to send back to them when I send, because I've been having some complaint tickets. And it's a great platform. I love it. But because I got some things planned for y'all, I want to make sure that everything is optimized. And any glitches, if I can get ahead of them now, I want to do so. You know, I really want to do so. Get ahead of it right now so that, again, something happens. You know, stuff crashes on me, or I can't put it together the show that I want. And see, this one keeps freezing up on me. But my FaceTime camera, you guys can still see that one. It's this one that's connected via the internet. This side camera right here. It's all good though. It's all good. We'll get through it. Draw wide enough so I can erase the stuff that I don't want. Leave that yellow right there to kind of pop. I'm just trying to get. Now, for some reason, I feel the urge to get technical, which is not unlike me. When I'm doing something as relaxed as this, I usually don't bother with it all that much. But for some reason, I feel the urge to make sure that I get some things right. So we do that right there. Nice sweeping art, nice and elegant. It's amazing how nonsensical many of these designs are now, how they just don't work. Have you guys seen the, but I know everybody's on this Wolverine kick now since they released the Ryan Reynolds Wolverine. Ooh, I have one of my cameras, my lights ain't on. Hollywood down here, baby. Gotta keep it Hollywood down here. Gotta keep it Hollywood down here. There we go. There we go. Because I was wondering why it was looking so dark and all the shadows I was getting. But everybody's been losing their minds with the Ryan Reynolds photo with him and Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman wearing the actual Wolverine joint. But how could you not get geeked out over that? How could you not? Yeah, Deadpool 3. Folks have been clamoring to see, you know, Wolverine in costume. Okay, so she has this whole thing. So hers comes down. So that's all black from the neck down. Okay, so all this is black. So I don't need this here. I don't need this here. Yeah, I don't need that there. Okay. Get my little slim eraser pencil. I hope this cowl looks cool too, man. I hope they really nailed that. I really hope they nailed that. Fans have been waiting for a long time to get Wolverine in costume on the big screen. A long time. So, better not disappoint. Better not disappoint. Alright, I find myself piddling now, and I don't like piddling. I'm trying to learn how to relax more when I lay stuff out and just get right into the nitty-gritty of it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're just going to omit the claws already. I find myself sometimes doing a little bit too much. And we know who she is. We don't need the claws. Don't really need them. And again, trying to keep this minimalist. So we're just going to let her hair come and use it as a graphic element to help frame her face. And we're gonna call that at that point. All right. So now I'm gonna take some. I want to do some blue because she has a lot of blue highlights. So we're gonna take some blue and put some blue in here. Make sure this is the blue that I want. Again, this is on tonal paper, so how blue it looks remains to be seen. I think maybe I need to grab a. Oh, I have little swatches. I cleaned up my studio, y'all. Even though my wife says she can't tell, cleaned up my studio. Son of Light could tell yesterday. My guy Son of Light could tell. It's really dark, so that's going to translate to black, which will be kind of useless. That's kind of light. All right, give me something a little bit in the middle. A little bit in the middle. Something that, okay, yeah. It'll come off as a little green, but we can live with that. We can live with that. We can live with that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this blue in here. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and put some blue highlights. Like that. Maybe a little bit of blue on the chin. Like that. Trust me, it'll make sense in a little bit, y'all. Because the blue is going to be the highlight color, and everything else is going to be black. And I put a little bit of right there, and I'm going to put a little bit here. The good thing is I can always cover it up in black. Boom. And since her cowl comes all the way down, we're gonna make it blue here so we can see some neck. It's gonna be dark underneath. We might have a little blue here. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Some blue there. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna lay in some blacks. I watched a video where someone superimposed a photo of Wolverine's helmet on Hugh Jackman, as well as removed the sleeves from his costume. Removed the sleeves from his costume, but the video creator was just doing a critique of what he imagined. You gotta love the fan stuff. The fan stuff is like the coolest to me, right? You know, when fans take it upon themselves to explore the possibilities. And I don't care what anybody says. I think we as fans, I think we drive it. You know, at least we should drive it if they're paying attention. We should drive some of the decisions that are being made. Sadly, that is often not the case. Sadly. So yeah, so we continue. We continue with the fandom. We do the things. I don't like how this camera keeps freezing. I wonder if the internet connection's bad. gonna have to get rid of that one. This is a test, y'all. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. I know a lot of people are doing less, but I really want to put on to provide a really good experience for those who come in and hang out. And so I'm a little bit of a showman, admittedly. So I know I don't need all this extra hubbubbery, but I like it. This hubbubbery. Cameras and switching and alternating views and all the other stuff. Yeah, this one keeps freezing. And I'm wondering if the connection is bad. Because this is a Wi-Fi connected camera. It's not hardwired. So I'm wondering if the connection's bad on this one. This hand cam. That's what I call the hand cam because it gets a shot of the hands. And the angle that it gets it at. Yeah, that one's frozen. That one's frozen. Okay. Yeah, that one's frozen. Let me see. It's not like it's not unfreezing. So let me overhead. Boom. Main shot. There we go. Let me go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. On this camera. Again, I just wanted to kind of test. USB. Zoom in. Let's move you down. There we go. Alright, and we'll stay here for the foreseeable future. So now I can go back to Ecamm and tell them what I had issues with. Because they definitely are asking. You know, we gonna push the envelope. I'm kind of over here, so I gotta clean this line up. A little bit of a change tomorrow, and of course the possibility of some scattered showers. Today, of course, there's nothing showing up on the radar. However, the satellite photo was pretty interesting for the western half of the U.S. Rain showers. Yeah, the fan explorations are always fun. Each time that you see the always fun. On there, that begins at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll see the cloud pattern move until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as of that time, of course, the front was way off in the northwest. Now, however, it's moving into the central part of the nation with a couple of high-pressure cells behind it. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Whoever's here, I don't know who's here. I know my guy Wasabi was here, but we're gonna get this Ka-Pow thing off to the races and let people know that Ka-Pow is a real art school for real people with real lives, taught by real industry pros. And I will be here faithfully growing our presence on YouTube and Twitch, and we already have a pretty good presence on Facebook. But now it's time to really get things to going. We've been building the school and testing and teaching now for it's our second year. It's our second year of existence, and we're so fortunate. And now that I'm out of the classroom, my job duties have changed as the director, because the director of many schools is not actually in the classroom, but promoting and growing the school. So that's my new job. And my instructors and my administrative assistant now are handling all the other stuff now. All I got to do is draw and let you all people know that we're here ready to serve. If anyone has any questions, feel free to kind of chime in, or I will just go silent and I will just keep going, y'all. Any questions, any comments, any conversation, I'm here for all of it. At least until my wife calls me to come eat. I'm here at least until then. Switch to something a little bit more genteel. So I get this outline. This black up in here. Hey, Steph, what's happening, sister? You're coming to peek in on me in foreign lands? Check up on your brother who's wandering in foreign lands with Ka-Pow. How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Good to see you. How's your weekend going? Y'all relaxing and enjoying. Y'all always enjoy each other, though. I love how you and Will just make each other the priority, which is huge in marriage. How are you today? I'm starting my new part-time job of streaming today. So my goal weekly is 10 hours for each platform. 10 hours a week for Ka-Pow and 10 hours a week for Honor Studios. This stuff doesn't grow if I'm not out in front of it. And so this is me going ahead and buckling down and ripping off the Band-Aid and committing to the live stream and social media life as it pertains to business. So yeah, it's been a good one. We've been doing some little, oh right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Today was a rough day, but as I told Wasabi, I'll share it tomorrow on Honor Studios tomorrow morning. Today was a rough one. If you were on Facebook, you probably already know why. You saw my Facebook post. But we are grateful and we continue and keep doing the thing. We keep doing the thing. Yeah, this is the geek stuff that I tell you guys about. You know, this is me just kind of relaxing. I don't do it often enough, but now that I'm doing these streams, planning on doing these streams again, trying to treat this like a part-time job so that the studio as well as the school can start experiencing some new growth. This is the geek side. This is the non-project side. This is the geek side. Yeah. This is the stuff that I grew up doing that used to excite mama. My mama. So like I said, I'm spoiled for choice when it comes to pens and utensils. and I don't know nearly enough how all of them react, especially to ink. So I'm gonna keep it relatively simple and minimalist here. Oh man, I know this is and I'm gonna start doing some digital stuff on Honor Studio, some traditional stuff on Honor Studios as well. This is actually this is me really like, this is what I enjoy, right? This is real haptic feedback. This is me. This is my childhood laid bare here. You know what I mean? Trying to draw like my favorite artist as a kid. Even though I was, like I said, I was an animation kid, not a comic book kid. So yeah, this is my childhood, just exposed. The only thing that's not happening is I don't have a favorite TV show or something playing in the background. If I did that, we'd be all the way in. We'd be all the way in. They're Ryan Gosling. Oh my gosh, isn't he now in that Barbie thing right now? Are they trying to resurrect Ryan Gosling now? He was good in that show on Netflix, though. We'll say that. That where he played that agent that with him and Chris, you know, Captain America dude. Yeah, they seem to be struggling with that whole where direction with Fantastic Four. Me and my wife watched today, you know, because for those of you who don't know, my wife is an industry makeup artist. She's in the union. She works on movies and stuff like that, and commercials. When she's, let's see, where would that here go? Right here. So we're going to put that in there. And so we watched a series on HBO Max, the revitalization of the Green Light Project. The Green Light Project. It was very, very good. Then we watched the movie that was actually made from it. You know, I love all the behind the scenes stuff. That stuff is interesting to me. And my wife's like, you should apply, because yeah, this sketching stuff is cool, but I really do fancy myself a director. My student Warren and all those other guys that know me know that I'm a storyteller. That you know, at my heart, I like story. Drawing is just a means to communicate that, but drawing is not the point for me. It's all about conveying a compelling story. And when I start doing pages here soon, you guys will start seeing me do pages here and on Honor Studios. You'll see how my brain works when cinematically. This is not my strength. Actually, my storytelling is my strength, not my rendering. You know, I'm still very much trying to level up on my actual rendering ability. My wife was like, babe, you should, like, if they have another season of that, you should apply. And I'm like, I might. She was surprised at all the industry terms that I knew when it comes to filmmaking, as well as, you know, the mistakes that she was making along the way in my commentary. She was like, you need to apply for this show. But again, she, you know, it's easy to let your wife pump your head up. She's my biggest fan. So, you know, if your spouse is not your biggest fan, then I worry for you. She's my biggest fan. I also tell she's also my biggest critic. She's my biggest fan as well as my biggest critic. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Straighten up my posture because I'm already feeling my back starting to tighten. I don't sit at this drafting table nearly enough. Let me loosen up a little bit. Just get some stuff. Damn. I'm trying to be too fancy. You gotta loosen up. Here we go. See what happens when you loosen up? You actually come up with a better result. And that's always been my problem, just being so anal with everything. See, I like that. The more black, it lends itself to that minimalist that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna lighten up a little bit and just let the tool work through the paper, and let where I land be where I land. Because the beautiful thing about art is that it's never permanent. It's only as permanent as you want it to be. Now there was one of these tools here, actually had a dry brush that was already kind of dry. Let me see, maybe if I can get some good streaks out of it. Oh yeah. We always tell our students, don't throw away dried brushes. They can be used. The texture you get from them is oftentimes just the flair that you need. Don't toss them away till you absolutely need to. Now you see I actually have this piece of paper here to kind of rough it up a little bit. Long, smooth strokes. I'll fill these up with some heavier blacks here. I want some nice, smooth strokes to kind of give it that artsy fartsy look. I'm going to add some more black behind her. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Because all this is black. So I'm going to put a little black so that we can kind of get some separation. And I'll fill the rest of that in there with blue. Now I have to remember there's a musculature happening around here. Right? There's a musculature happening around here that we ignore at our peril. So I'm keeping all that in mind as I'm laying down this black. She has I forgot what that muscle is that turns our head. But we feel it like right here. You can see it, from attaches here, comes down to the collarbone. And so we have to make sure that we keep those musculatures in mind when we're laying this stuff out. This is why I tell people drawing is a learned skill. It's anatomy, it's perspective. It is not a talent. It is so not a talent. It is learned. Anybody can learn to do it. Creativity, on the other hand, that is more talent-based, though not exclusively. It's about building your mental library. This is X-23, Wolverine's clone, who he adopted as his daughter. So I can actually, hold on a second, I'll grab you a statuette of her. So this is X-23. That's her right there. That's her right there, Laura Kinney. She was actually the little girl in the Logan movie. That's her character. The little girl in the Logan movie. If you ever saw Logan, this is her in her superhero persona. You're not a noob. You're fine. You're just fine. You're no more a noob than I am on Twitch. We're just learning. We're just in the process, in a different phase of learning. That's all. So I'm going to take this blue that I pulled out. And I'm going to go ahead and finish putting that in here. So we have that blue highlight. The thing to remember when working with any type of alcohol-based marker is that every time you do a pass, you lay down more pigment until it reaches its saturation point. And so if I want to do some sculpting at this point, I can actually do some gradating down here because it's going to end up a little bit darker than up there, right? Because I already did one layer of pigment. And usually with most alcohol markers, you get a max of like 3 passes before it's completely saturated with pigment. So see how here I'm just kind of filling this in. And it's getting a little bit darker. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but I'm working it to make a highlight point in the actual character. Soon as I get the money, y'all, I'm gonna upgrade my cameras, especially this overhead camera. This is I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for what I got. I'm grateful for what I got. Make no mistake about it. But I am gonna be upgrading that camera. There we go. So I'm putting a little separation there. I'm gonna let it dry. Make sure I'm not picking up a lot of black because I don't know how many of these markers work on this paper and with this ink. Have a good night. Love you. Bye-bye. Have a good one. I'll be on in the morning. Darker marker. Let me go back to my go ahead and add some texture here. That's about as dry as I want to get. Go ahead and add some this tint split. Some more assertive strokes in here. coming together okay. This cloud comes all the way back up to here. Still, as versed as I am, and as long as I've been doing this, I'm still trying to navigate my relationship with black and not be afraid of it. It's no question that my favorite artists confidently know how to use black and bend it to their will. And I'm still growing to that place, but I'll get there. Take this, I'm going to add some stitching. Add a seam. Just go ahead and add some lips. I know what I'll do. I'll probably add an X. First, let me add a little bit of, no, too much. Let me see something. I gotta know when to stop. That's my problem. I gotta know when to stop. So I think I'm gonna add just a little subtle cool gray. I think 3 will be enough. It won't be too heavy. Just add some. That's really light. I probably paid it a little too safe. Let me see. See if I layer it up a little bit. Let me get some. Let me get a little bit of real time for this. I'm telling you, you got to use all your tools, y'all, and I'm learning that. My motto for this year is cash in and move forward. I've been blessed and fortunate to build out an impressive studio to accomplish everything that I need to accomplish and grow my businesses. And it's been nothing but fear and hesitation holding me back. If I'm being completely honest, nothing but fear, you know. And so we're done with that. We're done with that. Mama wouldn't have it any other way. So we're gonna get some real time on here. Steady it out. Shadow under here, hoping I don't activate any of these inks because I really still don't know how they respond. I know 3 passes probably get me closer to the hues that I want, the values that I want. I mean, not the hues, the values that I want. Going to no, that's not gonna work. Where's my generals? Here we go. We got that charcoal white. What's the C3? Let's try some C4. Add a little shadow here. Let's try the C4. That C4 will give me where I want to be. How long have I been on here? Quite an hour. Cool. Cool with that. Let's get an X in here. Let's get an X in here. I saw this. Let me see if I can. I should have a square stencil somewhere. I saw somebody do this. I said I was going to try it, so I can end up with a perfect X. Not, I'm going to have to buy me a set of square stencils. Okay, so we have a square. Boom. Let's see if this works for me. Let's see if this works for me. Get this nice and vertical as I can. Get a nice simple trace. Boom, boom. All right. Now we're going to take this and we're going to do an X for X-Men. Nice and lightly. And then a circle. We need something round. know I got circle stencils. There we go. We got circles. We got us some circles. Go ahead and line this up by eyeballing it with this right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's a pretty good alignment. Now let's get the spacing down. Get it centered. And I'm just eyeballing this because I'm anal. Because I'm lazy. There we go. I'm going to do that one. And then I want a bigger outer circle. And then we're going to put that in there. We're going to call this one done. What, these got small stencils? Keep my stuff on hand. Better organize my area so I can grab things within reason. Okay, let me just go ahead and use my compass. Use my compass. Put that in center. Bump. Go ahead and go wide, bruh. Go wide. More pretty wide. There we go. Go ahead. Bump. All this is going to disappear anyway. Got a stencil in the way. Move. There we go. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. I'm going to knock this back a little bit so we can barely see it. And we're going to start coloring. So I'm going to take I was at C4. I'm going to take this C6. We're going to go ahead and fill this bad fella in and call her done. This is just elementary right here, color within the lines. Now remember, whenever you're working with alcohol markers, it doesn't matter what color, how light it is. Once you lay it on them pencils and you cover it in pencils, them pencils are locked into that paper. They're locked into the fibers at that point. So I'm not worried about this at this, because again, this is just a sketch. This is just a sketch. So you're not worried about being uber detailed. This is now just finishing something that we started as I was testing these cameras, which was the whole point of tonight, as indicated in the title. This is only a test. Get a nice deep gray on that. Go ahead and bring it all the way to her head. Accounting for the bleed. Again, a lot of artists have a hard time working with any type of wet media or dry media, any media that soaks up the paper, because they don't account. And you kind of just learn about practicing with the media, what the bleed looks like. There you go. I'm gonna go back and watch the great Jim Lee. He did a stream today. I'd love to get to the point where, and I'm going to get to the point, let me get to the point where I got several thousand people joining and chiming in as we create cool art. He is Jim Lee, but that don't mean nothing to me. I get it, but I don't live in the land of less than. I'm done with that. I'm not saying that I can reach his status, but I'm not saying that I can't. I will never put those limitations on myself. It's one of the things we encourage our students not to do. Live in awe of no man. They are just a man. You can appreciate their work. You can appreciate their techniques. But in my opinion, only God and my wife are awesome. And my wife because she's my wife and God gave her to me. Nursing, trying to clean up these edges so the X looks as nice and crisp as possible. And even though I knocked it out back, I can still see the lines. You can't see them. And I probably didn't need to knock it back because I'm using this dark gray. It's just a good habit to get into, but it wasn't necessary. So I don't care if these lines get locked into the paper or not. And why am I not using a straight edge? Because I'm testing myself to see if how clean I can get these lines on my own. Without it. No great mystery. I'm always trying to push myself artistically. I need to order some refills for my Copics, because I know some of them are in dire need. The sad thing is not enough of them are in dire need. Because that means I ain't been drawing enough. So busy trying to get all these ducks in a row with the school and the studio. And then, of course, you know, life happens, so you can never 100% commit to any one thing. People say that. I'm like, how do you 100% commit to one thing and not account for life smacking you? You commit up to that point. See, I'm not even using the fine tip, I'm using the blunt tip. Again, that's how much I like to try to test myself. To me, it's about getting a level of control. And see, when you do traditional media, this level of control, good luck trying to get that digitally. Because you're not incentivized to do so because of the almighty Control-Z. But here I have no Control-Z. I am the Control-Z. And good luck trying to undo permanent media. You can, but it's a headache, and oftentimes requires a pivot that alters the trajectory of your art. Sometimes you end up in a better place, sometimes you don't. I'm sure as I keep streaming here, you guys are going to see me pivot traditionally and pray for the best. I thought y'all about to see a pivot right then and there. Like, oh man, I messed up the X. I didn't. Lost track of the intersections. Tomorrow when I jump on, I'll be doing more style explorations, studying the artist Ringo, as well as some other artists, and some of them are are not, big names. They're big on social media, but I dig their style. And I don't mind, saying, hey man, I dig how you did X, Y, Z. I'm studying Tuskegee Ayers Flame, but he was famous before then. Marcus Williams, Marcus the Visual. I met him briefly. I think I may have caught him on a bad day. I'm gonna revisit the brother at a con to see if he kind of treated me like a fan, and I'm not a fan. A lot of people don't know the work that I've done, which is fine. But I'm very cautious not to treat people that I meet initially as a fan, because I don't, just because I don't know your name doesn't mean you're not a pro. Like I said, my moniker, you hear me say it lots of times here, is I'm the most famous artist you've never heard of. Because I've worked on some notable things, even though they're older. And I'm at a stage of life where I want to teach and really focus on my things. Make that nice and juicy. That X. And we can just about call this done. I actually lay in some yellow halo around her. These are Jelly Roll acrylic. I think they're acrylic pens. This is, even though this is a neon yellow, it's still in the same hue family as this gold, but it has just enough punch to kind of lift it, which I like. Adds like a little bit of a glow. We're gonna go ahead and commit to that. We're gonna lean into that. I'm having a Bob Ross moment. Happy little accidents. Happy little accidents. This is a Reels mode. Can't have too much content, so just turn them out the camera. Enlarge video. So you guys don't even see it. You guys don't even feel it. See? You guys don't even feel it. As long as I'm center frame for y'all. Cool. And now we just add some Reels stuff here, some detail. Good for Reels and shorts and that kind of stuff on YouTube. Want to add a little bit of texture. So I'm using a regular pencil. I'm just going to add some texture to it. Just a little bit. Just regular old pencil, y'all. Nothing fancy. It just looks fancy because of the casing that it's in. Add some texture to our lips. gonna go ahead and add the SIG, and we're gonna call this one done, and we're gonna call it a night. Thank you guys for hanging out for me. I don't know if everybody's there, but thank you anyway for showing up. If you're watching this on replay, on demand, or wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, thank you. I'm Dr. Solo Perry. I'm Doc Solo of Ka-Pow, the Comic Art Academy, and we only have 7 seats available, so check us out. We are accepting enrollment now. I think we only have 6 seats available. We have 2 interviews coming up this week, potential students. But check us out. Thanks, Mikhail Rosado. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're still there, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm in a weird place right now. We're the real art school for real people with real lives, taught by real pros. So if you really want some education, like really want to learn how to do this, we're not talking about a 7-step course or drawing in 4 easy steps. We're talking about learning the fundamentals, being tested, being graded, having a community that holds you accountable, and instructors that actually care. Check us out at Ka-Pow. We are the most affordable school of our kind anywhere, and I will stand 10 toes down with anybody who challenges that. We are that. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and sign this. Let me find something that I know will give me a nice, even stroke. Oh, this is fine. Go ahead and sign this. S O L O. And today's date is the 16th. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy heavenly birthday, Mom. I love you. I will love you for the rest of my life until I see you again. And happy birthday to my eldest daughter who shared her birthday with my mother. We love you, Modi Do. We thank God for you and the blessing that you are. And I know that man is watching and so proud of you, like we are. All right, so we're gonna call this one done for the night. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This is Doc Solo from Ka-Pow, the Comic Art Academy. Check us out at kapowschool.com. Everywhere at Ka-Pow School, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. I'm getting all that stuff in order. See, I got all these cameras going for that purpose. And I'm out of here. I'm about to go upstairs and have dinner with my wife and get ready to stream tomorrow at Ka-Pow School. At Honor Studios. I got studio work to do tomorrow. So I'll be doing what's called studio sessions, if not this week, next week, where I kind of just let the camera roll in the background and I work. And those who jump in, jump in. If you have questions, I'll answer should my time permit. But you can see me as I'm taking meetings and researching and plotting and planning and drawing the life of an artist in his studio. So come join me here in the lab for studio sessions coming soon here at Ka-Pow School. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless. Love you guys. And Solo out. Peace.